Good day and welcome to Above Focus. Today we are not just talking about flying drones. No, we are going much deeper. We are talking about making your drone sing. We are exploring how to turn those breathtaking aerial views into truly unforgettable stories. You know, many drone pilots get really good at the technical side of things. Smooth flies, stable footage, perfect exposure shots. And that's fantastic. It truly is a skill. But if that's where it stops, you are missing out on something of the magic. What if I told you that some of the most powerful, most cinematic drone storytelling actually comes from understanding which rules to bend or even which ones to break completely? And what if the secret is focusing less on the drone itself and more on the story it can help you tell? Hi, I'm Rodrigo, Chief Remote Pilot here at Sky Perth. Over the years, we've clocked thousands of flight hours, creating aerial cinematography and drone photography for a whole range of clients, from local tourism bodies right here in Western Australia to global names like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Paramount Plus. And throughout those projects, all those hours in the sky, the biggest lesson I've learned is this: the technology, as incredible as it is just a tool. The real power, the lasting impact, comes from how you use that tool to share a feeling, a narrative, a unique perspective from above. It's a journey I've been on myself, from a pretty technical background in IT, project management in Brazil, to discovering the storytelling heart of aerial cinematography right here in beautiful Perth. So, in this episode, I'm excited to share what I consider to be 5 pivotal shifts, 5 core insights really that can absolutely transform your approach to aerial work. We are going to journey through these 5 key areas together. Each one is designed to build your confidence and skill in moving beyond just capturing footage to truly crafting compelling narratives from the sky. Think of them as a stepping stones to making your drone not just a camera, but a powerful storytelling partner. And if I have to tell you, you definitely want to stick around for all 5, because the 5th and final one we delve into, that one is personal favorite of mine. It's an idea that I believe really unlocks something special and helps your work truly connect and stand out. Ready to make your drone shot speak? Let's get into it. So let's talk about that first big step, the mindset shift from pilot to aerial storyteller. When I first started flying drones nearly a decade ago, after a friend asked me to film him surfing, I was captivated by the technology, the freedom, the new views. Flying felt like the primary goal, but I quickly realized that just getting the drone up in the air and capturing a pretty picture wasn't enough. Not if I want to create something truly meaningful. Therefore, I had to start thinking differently. What is it? It's not just about flying the drone with precision. It's about seeing with the drone, anticipating moments, and thinking about what stories your footage is trying to tell. Are you trying to convey peace, excitement, scale, isolation? Your technical skills are the foundation, but your storyteller's mind is what builds the compelling narrative upon it. Why does this matter? This shift is what unlocks deeper meaning and emotional impact in your footage. Anyone can put a drone in the sky and hit record, but storyteller use that aerial perspective to make the viewer feel something, to guide their eye, to reveal information purposefully. How does this fit in? This really is the core of what we do at Sky Perth. Our tagline is, we tell stories from the sky. It's not, we fly drones really well from the sky, although we do that too. It means every flight, every shot is considered through the lens of the narrative we are crafting. Whether it's for a tourism campaign showcase the stunning landscapes of WA or a dramatic sequence for a film. Next one can spark some debates. Let's tackle something that might feel a bit rebellious, creative, really bending, beyond basic composition. You've probably heard about the rule of thirds, leading lines, symmetry, and these are excellent principles, often discussed in drone photography courses and drone flying tips. They help create balanced, visual appealing images. My own book, From Passion to Profit, touches on this in chapter 2, Learning to See from Above. But if all your shots rigidly follow these rules, they can sometimes become predictable a bit. Safe. Therefore, understanding why these rules work allows you to understand how and when to consciously break them to greater artistic impact. What does this mean? Think about deliberately placing your subject dead center to create a feeling of bold confrontation or stark symmetry, or using negative space in unconventional way to evoke emptiness or scale. Maybe you frame your shot in a way that initially feels unbalanced, only to resolve that tension with a specific drone movement. Why do this? Breaking rules thoughtfully, not accidentally, is a hallmark of artistic confidence. It can surprise the viewer, create a unique focal point, or convey a specific emotion that a perfectly composed shot might not. It's about making a conscious choice to serve the story. How can you apply this? For example, imagine filming a vast, lonely desert. The rule of thirds might tell you to place the horizon on a third. But what if you place it extremely low, with 90% of the frame being a dramatic, cloudy-filled sky? That can create isolation and immensity far from powerfully. Or a fast-paced action sequence might benefit from deliberately tilted angles or jarring positions to heighten the sense of chaos. Now, this ties beautifully into our next point, the language of movement. Drone kinematics as narrative tools. Your drone isn't static. It moves in 3 dimensions space, and that movement is a powerful storytelling tool. You can have the most stunning subject, beautifully lit and perfectly composed. But if your drone movement is clumsy, unmotivated, or generic, the shot can fall flat. Therefore, you must learn to think of your drone's movements as a form of non-verbal language, each with its own vocabulary and emotional resonance. My ebook touches on experimenting with movement in chapter 5, but let's expand on that. What are some key movements? Consider this: the review, starting low or behind an object, then ascending or moving forward to reveal a grand vista or a key subject. This builds anticipation and awe. The orbit, circling a subject. A slow orbit can feel contemplative, majestic. A faster orbit can create dynamism or even a sense of unease. The tracking shot, following a moving subject, a car, a person, or an animal, this immerses the viewer in the action. The push in or push out, moving directly towards or away from a subject. A slow push in can increase intimacy or focus attention. A pull out can reveal context or create a sense of detachment. The fly through, moving through a narrow gap like between trees or buildings, always ensuring safety and legally placed. This can be exhilarating and immersive. Parallax, moving the drone laterally while keeping a camera focused on a subject, causing foreground elements to move faster than the background. This adds depth and cinematic feel. Why is movement so important? Each movement and the speed at which it's executed dictates pacing, controls how information is revealed to the viewer, and profoundly impacts the emotional tone of the scene. A slow rising shot over a mist morning landscape feels very different to a low fast tracking shot over a rugged coastline. How should you approach this? Before you fly, ask, what am I trying to make the audience feel here? What information do I want to reveal and when? Then choose your movement accordingly. At Sky Perth, when we are planning a shoot, the drone's flight path is a choreographed as a dancer's movement, all designed to serve the story. We often use these cinematic drone movements to create that wow factor in our drone videography. Okay, let's move to what is arguably the soul of all visual arts, painting with aerial light and shadow. You can have the best drone, the most creative movements, and groundbreaking compositions, but if you ignore the quality of light, your image will lack depth, mood, and that professional polish. Therefore, actually seeking out and understanding how to use natural light and shadow will transform your aerial artistry. This is something I really emphasize in chapter 2 of my book, Learning to See from Above, where I discuss understanding light. What types of light should you look for? Golden hour, that magical time shortly after sunrise and before sunset. The light is soft, warm, and creates long, beautiful shadows that add texture and depth. Your colors will pop. Even mundane scenes can look extraordinary. Blue hour, the period just before sunrise or after sunset, when the sky has a deep blue hue. It's fantastic for serene, moody, or even ethereal shots, especially cityscapes or water scenes. Harsh midday light, often avoided, but it can be used creatively. Top-down shots can reveal interesting patterns with short, sharp shadows. Strong contrast can be dramatic. Overcast days, don't miss them. The diffused light is like a giant softbox, perfect for even lighting without harsh shadows, excellent for capturing through colors or detailed subjects. Shadows, don't just see them as dark areas, see them as a compositional elements. They can lead the eye, hide or reveal parts of the scene and add immense depth and drama. Why is light fundamental? Light is emotion in photography and videography. It scoops your subject, directs the viewer's attention, and sets the entire mood of your piece. Understanding this allows you to choose not just what to shoot, but when to shoot it for maximum impact. How can you master this? Plan your flights around the light. Use apps to predict sunrise, sunset, and the sun's angle. Revisit locations at different times of day to see how the light transforms them. This practice will train your eye to see light like an aerial painter. We often schedule Sky Perth projects especially around these optimal lighting conditions to capture those truly breathtaking moments that our clients love. Finally, this brings us to the most personal part of the journey, discovering your signature style, finding your unique aerial voice. You can learn all these techniques, master all the controls, and understand all the theories. But if your work looks like everyone else, or it doesn't reflect your unique way of seeing the world, it won't truly resonate or stand out. Therefore, the ultimate goal is to weave all these elements together into a style that is unmistakably yours. What defines a signature style? This is about consistent choice in how you compose, move the drone, use light, edit your footage, and even the subjects you are drawn to. It's the sum of all your creative decisions. It's about finding what genuinely fascinates you and expressing that through your aerial lens. Why is this important? A unique style is what makes your work memorable. It's what attracts clients or an audience who connect with your specific vision. It's what turns your drone photography or drone videography from a service into an art form. How do you develop it? This isn't something you find overnight. It comes from experimentation. Try new things constantly. Fly in different conditions. Shoot subjects outside your comfort zone. Iteration. Review your work critically. What do you love? What could be better? Then go out and try again. I have taken thousands of photos and videos that no one will never see. But each one was a lesson. Study others, but don't copy. Be inspired by great aerial cinematographers, photographers, and even painters or filmmakers in other genres. Analyze what makes their work compelling, but then translate those principles into your own vision. Embrace your journey. My path from a structured IT career in São Paulo to launch Sky Perth and telling stories from the skies of Western Australia has profoundly shaped my perspective. Your own unique background, your passions, your values, these are the wellspring of your unique voice. Don't be afraid to let them shine through your work. It's easy to get stuck in a creative rut or feel that internal resistance, as Stephen Pressfield calls in its brilliant book, The War of Art. He talks about the battle every creative faces to put their work out there. Pushing past the resistance is the key to find your unique aerial voice. Often we think creativity is about inventing something entirely new, out of thin air. But as Steve Jobs famously said, creativity is just connecting things. For us, as aerial storytellers, it's about connecting a landscape with an emotion, with a specific drone movement, with the right light to tell a compelling story. It's about seeing those connections and make them your own. So we have covered a lot today, from making that crucial mindset shift to see your drone as a storytelling partner, to creatively challenging the rules of composition, mastering the language of movement, painting with light and shadow, and finally, the journey of discovering your own signature aerial voice. The biggest takeaway I hope you leave with is this. Your drone, that incredible piece of technology, is capable of so much more than just capturing a pretty view. It can capture an emotion, it can build a narrative, it can share a powerful piece of your unique perspective of the world. You likely came here today wanting to make your drone shots better. And truly, I hope you now see that by focusing on your story, you not only make them better, but you create something far more impactful, far more resonant than you perhaps initially imagined. You now have the foundational ideas to stop just piloting and start truly storytelling from the sky. If you are keen to dive deeper into the creative technique we touched on today, Chapter 5 of my book From Passion to Profit, Mastering Drone Photography, explores getting creative with drones in much more detail, covering angles, storytelling, and building a signature style. It's packed with drone flying tips and insights in aerial photography. You can find a link to the book in the show notes. And if you are looking for more examples of inspiration and how these principles translate into real-world projects, or perhaps how Sky Perth uses these for our clients, check out our blog post titled How I Use Drone Storytelling to Capture Stunning Aerial Shots. You will find examples of cinematic drone footage and drone photography from right here in Australia. Again, that link is in the description. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most challenging part of storytelling with your drone? Or maybe what creative rule have you broken that led to an absolute amazing unexpected shot? Share your thoughts and stories on the comments below. Or leave a review for this podcast with your insights. I read them all. If you found this episode valuable, please do me a favor and share it with a fellow drone enthusiast, a filmmaker, or any creative soul you think would benefit. And of course, hit that subscribe button. so you don't miss out on future episodes where we'll continue to dive deeper into the art, the technology, and the business of drone cinematography and aerial storytelling. This is your journey, your vision, your sky. Take that you've learned and create something amazing. Until next time, keep your passion flying above focus. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Thanks for watching and see you next time.